Pisces, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for September 26th to the 2nd of October 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Pisces, this week we've got a new moon taking place, and this is in your 7th house of relationships, which has already been an emphasis for you because you've had Jupiter recently shift into here about almost a month ago, depending on when you're watching this. So really for the next year and a half, there should be plenty of opportunities for you to cultivate those relationships. This is new ones, existing ones. It's also romantic for some of you, but also business relationships, friends, family relationships, all types of one-to-one connections. And this new moon will be conjoining up to Jupiter. So there is a lot of inspiration about this and opportunity. And even opportunity not only to connect, but also opportunity coming through people, right? So this is why it's making, it's one of the reasons why it's making this such a great time for you to be involved with your relationships, to set some intentions with them, and begin to move things forward there. Now, that'll be mostly next week, though, because the new moon will be on Friday. And of course, it does take time for the lunar energies to culminate, but it is great to set intentions this week. And we will be in the balsamic phase. So as we approach Friday, I think it's a good time to give this a bit of space, to meditate on things a bit, have a bit of that tranquil energy and acceptance when it comes to relationships, because things will certainly be moving. And it's just a good week to be flexible with all that as well. Now, again, with Jupiter, the sun will be going over Jupiter on Monday. So maybe at the beginning of the week, there is a bit of inspiration here or opportunity or possibility here with relationships. Also, some of you, too, are dealing with legal matters, maybe some things unfolding that are inspiring with that, or some possibilities or potentials with those things in your life. Also, business in general can be seen from the 7th house, any type of contracts or other types of partnerships. All right, so that's going to be the inspiration. But again, Jupiter by himself does make it that we see potentials, but of course we do have to move those potentials forward. And I think next week will be a great time for that, or maybe over this weekend. Now, Jupiter is, of course, your ruler, so doubling as the opportunities, it is also a new beginning for you. Your independence, your personal needs, your desires in life, cultivating those. And so setting intentions with that. And I think that's a great way of working with it with you, your ruler in the 7th house. It's really emphasizing these relationships and the importance of them right now. And like I said, again, for the next year and a half. And there's a good synergy here where you do have a bit of that directness. You do have a bit of that independence in your relationships that it is, of course, so necessary to have there. All right, so that's going to be the most important astrological event, is that new moon. I do want to mention that Pluto is going station direct on Monday, so there is a shift taking place, maybe for some of you with your career, with your productive life, and anything on that big picture level. So that's Pluto's direct, but it's also, too, with Mars, who's recently gone into this 10th house last week, giving you a bit of motivation and drive to pursue these big picture things. In fact, your energy levels could be quite good this whole time period, in fact, for the next month and actually onward with the sun as it makes its way to the top of the chart. But anyways, if you channel this motivation that you might have into your career, into your productive life, you'll find that's a great source of energy for you, a great source of motivation, and you can perhaps get quite a bit done, especially with Pluto going forward. And this is because there's been a lot of changes with your career over many years, or internal changes with your productiveness. And so things are moving forward in the sense that you're stripping away any old belief systems, any old patterns, any unhealthy patterns or attachments that you might have involving this big picture stuff. And so I think there is a shift. I think there's a willingness and an openness to create change in that area, create change with yourself when it comes to these productive perspectives. And as a result, I think it's an excellent time to continue to make change there with a willingness to, not control things and allow things to be a certain way, and non-attached. Non-attachment's really the key with Pluto, because once we don't care about outcome, we're free. We free ourselves up to cultivate things in a much more clear and more present way. So that's what Pluto helps us do there. All right, but things generally great for that motivation drive, and things perhaps moving forward there with that 10th house. Now, after that new moon, which will be on Friday, we're going to have Mercury go into that 7th house. So you could find that maybe it's a good time to be thinking about relationships or communicating through relationships. There's a lot of this mental energy there going into next week, which could be good because Mercury is exalted in Virgo, so it's a good placement for Mercury to be in. In fact, a lot of the stuff that you learned or reconsidered about relationships over these past 3 or 4 weeks when Mercury was retrograde, that's all moving forward now for you too. So you can apply a lot of these things that maybe you learned about those one-to-one connections or things that were maybe on the back burner these past weeks. Now, over the weekend, Mercury will be opposing up to Chiron. So on a minor note, there might be some healing taking place involving relationships. But just know it's very natural. It's more internal than anything. And a lot of this has been in regards to the healing you've been doing this year with Chiron going into your 1st house. But yeah, if the more willing you are to heal, to accept things, and if it's involving you and or relationships, probably both, a bit of balance, right? We can't have healthy relationships if we don't have healthy independence, and we can't have a healthy self-awareness if we don't have relationships. So it's that kind of a thing. But as you are willing to heal, I think you'll find that you could be feeling quite rejuvenated as a result this weekend. Now, Venus will be trining up to Neptune over the weekend, making it quite easy going. And since Neptune is your modern day ruler, you could be maybe, again, good supportive energy there with relationships, because that's what Venus represents. Good communication, perhaps, in general. A willingness to dive deep and have openness and intimacy in all areas of life with Venus there. And yeah, just easy going, I think, in general, maybe with those key areas. All right, so Pisces this week, certainly a fresh new start, new beginnings here with relationships, which will particularly be on Friday and onward, so give it some time. But a good week to meditate on things, give a bit of space, see those potentials, and what you want to cultivate and put energy towards when it comes to those partnerships. All right, Pisces, so have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.